Good morning, boys and girls. I hope you're all having a great day. I miss you. Miss Taryn misses you. We wish we could be at school right now, but we can't. So we're going to do our best on being home, and we're going to practice learning still at home until the end of the school year. Mrs. Strasser has dropped off a bunch of goodies, and in those goodies there was some packets. And I'm going to work on those packets as well. So today is week 1, and we're going to be talking about animals. So I have a book that I'm going to read, and it is Click Clack Peep. So I'm going to read that here in just a few minutes with you guys, or to you guys. Those packets can be done. You can do one, do with week 1 and the day that it is on. You don't have to do all of them if you don't want to, but you're more than welcome to do every single activity that's there, and they will help you stay connected to what we're learning and help you grow and be ready for kindergarten when that time comes. I wrote our message on our board, and there's some, so it says, good morning, today is Monday, and that Miss Taryn and I miss you, and keep practicing writing your name and drawing and counting, and play outside when it's nice. Get outside and move your body. I know it's backwards in the camera, and I apologize for that. Mrs. Strasser has to figure this whole camera thing out and get it working, but this is just for fun. So you guys can see me, and you can hear my voice and practice doing different things at home, since we can't do them in the classroom. But these would be things that we would do in the classroom as well. So let me, all right, Click Clack Moo is the title of our book, and the author is Doreen Corkin, and Betsy Lewin is our illustrator. Who remembers what the author does? Do you remember what the author does? You are right. The author is the person that writes our story. And sometimes that author can also be the illustrator. But in this book, we have an illustrator who did our... What does the illustrator do again? Correct. The illustrator is the person that draws our pictures. So here's our front cover with our title. And then this would be the back of the book. You're right. So there's the back of the book. And then this part here would be the spine of our book, where the book comes together and it's held together. So this is the book, Click Clack Moo. We're not Click Clack Moo, but this author does do those books too. If you've ever read Click Clack Moo, this is also in that series of Click Clack Moo, but this one is Click Clack Peep. I am going to prop my phone so I can read our book together. I'm waiting for my tripod to get here. All right. Got my phone all propped. All right. Click Clack Peep. Where do you guys think this book might take place at? Do you think it takes place at a zoo? Or do you think it takes place at a farm? Let's see. Click Clack Peep. Farmer Brown stuck his head out the window. The farm was too quiet. Everyone was watching the egg. What do you think could happen with the egg? Not a moo, not a click, not an oink, not a clack, not a baa, not a cluck, not a nothing, then a crack. Inside the barn, everyone gathered close. Moo, crack, baa, crack, oink, crack, cluck, crack. Moo, crack, Bah, crack, oink, crack. Baby duck. Baby duck laughed, peep, 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 and laughing again. Baby duck waddled, peep, 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 and waddled again. Baby duck played, peep, 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 and played again. The animals yawned, peep, 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 and yawned again. The chicken sang a lullaby. The baby duck would not sleep. Peep, peep, peep. The cows lowered the shades, but baby duck would not sleep. Peep, 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 peep. The sheep knitted a blanket, but baby duck would not sleep. Peep, 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 peep. The chickens went outside to get some sleep. The cows went outside to get some sleep. The sheep went outside to get some sleep. The mice went outside to get some sleep. Duck took off his headphones. Peep, 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 peep. He put baby duck into a bucket. Peep, 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 peep. He covered her up. He covered her with a blanket. Peep, 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 peep. He carried her outside. Peep, 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 peep. Climbed onto the tractor. Peep, 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 peep. He buckled up the seatbelt. Peep, 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 peep. And backed out of the barnyard. Beep, 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 beep. He drove back and forth. Peep, 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 peep. Back and forth. Peep, 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 peep. Back and forth. Peep, peep. Sleep. Farmer Brown opens his eyes after a good night's sleep. Not a moo, not a cluck, not a clack, not a peep. The end. For one of your activities, if you have any animals at home, you can gather your animals, and then they can be toy animals, they can be stuffed animals. Collect about 10 of them. Can you find 10 animals at your house and line them up in order from like the tallest, which one's the tallest, down to the smallest animal? And then can you make a letter? Make a letter and hide the letters. You can make some letters on paper, or there's some letters in your packet, and you can hide those around your house and go like on a letter hunt, and maybe have it look like a jungle or a farm, and go on a letter hunt in your house and find the different letters. And when you find them, say what letter you found, and then what sound did it make? What sound does the letter make that you found? If you found the letter A says ah. And if you found the letter C, what does the letter C say? And then maybe you can draw a picture. What animals can you draw? Can you draw a cow? Can you draw a cat? Some of those shapes, animals are just made with circles. What animals can you make? And then if you have some cereal or some string at home, you can make a bracelet with some cereal, string it on some cereal, maybe make a snake, or that Play-Doh that you got from Mrs. Strasser. Can you make a snake or some animals with your Play-Doh? And if you have blocks at home, what animal houses can you make with your blocks? Or different things at home that you could build and make animal houses for your animals. So those are just some fun activities to do throughout your day. Spend at least 10-15 minutes a day on these, and that way you are staying connected and you're learning, and these are just fun activities for you guys to do. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you guys all tomorrow with a new book that I'm going to read and some new activities. See you guys tomorrow.